guys, welcome back to the Magnet Minute. My name's Amy and I'm your host. Yay, normal episode! To jump right into today's topic, I wanted to talk a little bit about corporate blogging. I think we've kind of finally reached a point where the word blog isn't like, ew, how unprofessional and gross, and we can't do that, we're a business, we are important people. With the fast growth of online media rivaling traditional, blog isn't such a scary word anymore, and businesses are much more likely to want to jump in on the content sharing strategy. So if you are a business that wants to get started with blogging, but you're not quite sure how to jump in, I'm here to help today. First of all, everyone's gonna tell you to just do it, and I certainly want you to just do it, Nike style. But you do have to have a game plan, so let's start there. Just like with everything else in your business, in order for it to run properly, you need to have a policy for your blog. This is especially important if you have many contributors within the company that will be writing for it. You'll want everyone to be on the same page about what the voice of the blog is, the strategy behind each post, and how often they should be going out. Depending on what platform you're on and what you need to work with when it comes to your blog, all those rules will sort of come naturally as you're developing them for a contributor policy. Also keep in mind that if you're going to be accepting guest contributions, people that are not within your company to provide content for your blog, they're gonna need a policy of their own as well. Lots of people like to guest post, but they like to stick in lots of links to give themselves credit. So you're gonna wanna have a policy for how many you will allow and any other concerns that may come up when it comes to somebody outside of your company contributing. If you're already engaged in social media, this second one is probably something that you might already have prepared, and that is crisis management policies. One of the biggest reasons why people were a little scared of the blog is for people that like to comment and troll and say, oh, your company sucks, this blog sucks, everything about you sucks. There are some people out there that will take the time out of their day to do something like that. So when those things occur on your website, you need to be prepared. You can obviously go the route of having each and every comment need authorization before being posted to the public. But honestly, when I leave a comment on someone's blog, I'm not super pumped that it's going through a pending approval. So if you have faith in most of your community and you think that they should not have to wait for their words to be presented onto your blog post in the comment section, you can also depend on them to be great brand advocates for when one of those trolls shows up. Let them handle the bad guys. If that's not quite good enough, you might want to delete the comment, but sometimes that just fuels the fire and makes them come back even worse and in many more places. So you're best off coming up with a plan of how to respond to each particular negative feedback. Actually, if you address them head on, they might be impressed with you and come back and be a little bit nicer next time. Next important part of blogging is the actual content. This is where an editorial calendar is huge. You absolutely need it. You absolutely need it. Whether it's paper or electronic, I actually like to write. I have multiple calendars. This is ridiculous. But if you're on WordPress, I know they have a fantastic plugin that you can download that's called Editorial Calendar. So every time you start a draft blog post, you can kind of drag and drop it on whatever date that you're hoping to have it published. So you can look at a calendar layout of the type of content that you want to send out. So that's nicer to look at in terms of scheduling. One idea that I like to suggest in terms of coming up with content ideas is to think of 10 problems that your potential client or potential customer may have that you have the answers to. Now, once you write all 10 of those issues down, come up with 3 different blog post ideas for each of those problems. So for those 10 problems, you might want to come up with a case study for each of them, prove what somebody did to solve that problem, whether it was you helping a client of yours or another situation. That is a good example. Another blog post you can do for each of those 10 ideas is a how-to. Just answer how to do something and give them a result. If you give somebody a result, they'll come right back and they will be your best friend. And lastly, you can do a checklist for each of those problems. Everybody likes checklists. Maybe they don't always use them and they just bookmark them, but everybody likes to read a list of things that they can be doing to get better at something or to solve a problem. That's 30 days of content right there, my friends. 30. That's all for today's Magnet Minute. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see last week's episode, it's here. That's my interview with Megan Corbett at Big Frame when I was at VidCon last week. Make sure you continue the conversation on Twitter at Schmatastic and at Magnet Media Inc. and subscribe if you want to see me on the next Magnet Minute. I'll see you then.
For more great tips and resources, make sure you sign up for the Magnet Media Resource Center at magnetmediafilms.com/subscribe.